Leave a like on this video and I'll give you nothing. Come on, man. At least I'm honest. Nah, but what's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new story. And just imagine for a second. Imagine your school is ran by this one kid who is a jerk and feared by everyone. All until one day, a new challenger approaches and threatens his place as king of the middle school. Today, we have a story of power, struggle, girls, and Fortnite. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Yeah, so you're going to enjoy this one, so sit back, relax, subscribe if you're new and like stories, get comfortable, and let's just hop right into this story. So we're going to call the subscriber who submitted this story Jamie. So anyways, Jamie was the new kid in town, and Jamie was the new kid in his high school. So this was kind of a stressful first day. I did experience this. My first day in my first day in high school, I didn't know anyone. I was in a new place and it was really tough in the beginning. Eventually I found friends, but it took me a while. And Jamie knew that, the first day, actually this is the first day of middle school, I forgot. Or like the first day of like 7th grade or something. So that means that everyone else at this time has already made friends. They've been in the middle school for a while, and Jamie was the new kid. Being the new kid is very difficult. So when Jamie gets there, he's just like, he's nervous, he's a little bit stressed out, and he's just trying to find new people to meet. So Jamie meets this person who we're going to call Ben, and he's important later on in the story. All you need to know is that him and Jamie are just cool from the start. So anyways, it's lunchtime, and Jamie's honestly just wants to sit down, eat his lunch, and just go to class. Because lunch at the school, it was pretty scary. Like, everyone else was at their tables and they were talking. This wasn't like assigned seats or anything, so you could sit wherever you wanted, which kind of implied that like you had to sit with your friends or you were sitting alone or something like that. So Jamie honestly just wanted to, he's like, you know what? It's so early. I don't have friends yet. That's okay though. Like, I'm just gonna get my food, sit down, and we'll be good. So Jamie goes and he gets his food and he sits down in a seat and he's eating his food when this kid comes up to him. This kid, we're going to call the bully, right? However, Jamie did not know anything about this kid yet. He only knew that this kid was kind of shorter, kind of bigger. I don't know. That's just kind of like the general description I was given. So this kid's like, hey, kid, you're sitting in my seat. He didn't say it like that. He's like, hey, kid, you're sitting in my seat. I forgot that we're dealing with like 7th grade bullies and not like legitimate scary people that are like 200 pounds, completely muscle and like 30 years old with like a neck beard or something. But yeah, so Jamie kind of looks up at him, and Jamie, while being new at the school, while being a little scared, he also wasn't about to take no crap from nobody, dude. So he was like, that's tough, man. Like, if you get here first, you'll get it next time. And here's the thing, right? Jamie knew nothing about this kid, aka the bully. So the bully was really taken off guard because the bully basically, quote unquote, ran the school. Whatever running the middle school means is whatever running the middle school means. You know what I mean? Like, who knows what that entails. However, right, he was somewhat feared for no real good reason. He wasn't even like that intimidating. Or at least Jamie didn't feel like he was that intimidating. But the bully was so taken off guard that someone actually stood up to him that the bully was like kind of like speechless for a second, dude. He had no idea what to say. And he's like, dude, I'm going to give you one more chance to give me back my seat. Like, this is my seat. I come here every day, and this is where me and the boys sit. And Jamie's like, dude, like, I'm sorry. Like, I'll be quick, but I'm not going anywhere. Jamie really could have just gotten up and gone to any other seat, but Jamie also was like, well, I got here first, and like, there's no assigned seats, so sorry, dude. Like, I took your unassigned assigned seat. I'm not going anywhere. And little did Jamie know that standing up to the bully was going to be one of the best and worst things he's ever done. It at least, at a minimum, made his life quite eventful for the next couple weeks to come. So after that, his friend Ben, or his new friend Ben, comes up to him. And Jamie in his head is like, oh, word, like my new friend Ben is actually being cool and coming up to me. And Ben's like, dude, like, I saw what you did at lunch today. And Jamie's like, what did I do at lunch today? Because Jamie honestly didn't think anything of the encounter. Like, I guess maybe if it was a slow day at school, he would have remembered it. But remember, this was Jamie's first day at school. There's so much stuff going on. Something little like that, he's not going to remember necessarily, right? So at this point, Ben comes up to him and is like, dude, you just stood up to, the school bully. Like, everyone's terrified of that kid. Like, if he told me to do something, I would have totally done it. But, word's getting around that, you stood up to him. At this point, Jamie's like, Oh, crap. Because the thing is, right, Jamie doesn't want a reputation this early. And also a reputation of, like, I don't know, he doesn't even know what kind of reputation he's getting. So he kind of asked Ben, he's like, oh, what are people saying? They're saying, like, the new kid stood up to the bully. Like, it's good, man. Like, it's a good reputation, but just be warned, like, the bully is hearing this as well. And he probably is not a big fan of what he's hearing. So basically, Ben goes on to explain to Jamie that this kid, aka the bully, kind of had this, like, reputation of being in charge, being, like, I don't know, the kingpin of the middle school, whatever that means. And basically, whenever he told someone to do something, they would kind of just do it. And he kind of ran, like, the whole school by fear. Whatever running the school by fear means when a 7th grader's doing it is whatever that means. So I don't know, man. However, right, apparently this kid was hearing that people were talking about how the new kid stood up to the bully, and the bully was not liking it. So Jamie said, hey, man, I don't think this is going to be your last interaction with the bully. I just wanted to give you a heads up. So Jamie's thinking to himself, dude, I just got to this school. I'm going to have schoolwork. I'm going to have to try and make friends. And on top of that, I'm going to have to deal with internal social politics of the 7th grade. Like, are you serious, man? But whatever, he's like, I didn't choose this fight, but either way, I'm in this fight and I'm in it to win it. So actually later that day, the bully comes up to him at the end of the day, I should specify, and comes up to him and says, hey, man, like, I know we didn't really have a great interaction today at lunch, so I just wanted to set a few things straight around here. I run the school. I don't know if anyone told you about this. And Jamie's just kind of looking at this kid with this look of, like, bro. Because I think the thing is, I forgot to say earlier, is Jamie repeated a grade. So Jamie was like the older 8th grader who came in as a 7th grader, right? So he was kind of like the new cool dude that like was in the school or whatever and was kind of new and mysterious or whatever. But Jamie also, since he was older and since this bully was really not that intimidating and since he was new to the culture, he kind of looked at him and kind of gave him like a little bit of a smirk when the bully was like, dude, I run this school, man. Like, you gotta respect. And the bully goes on to say, like, what you did today at lunch, like, words getting around, and, like, I just want to let you know that, like, you might have this, like, kind of, like, smug, like, I'm super cool or whatever, but you're not here, man. You're nothing, and I'm everything, which was, like, super weird for someone like that to say. Like, if you're actually super cool and, like, run the school, are you really telling random people that you're super cool and that you run the school? It's like anyone who's like, oh, yeah, I am super great with women, and, like, can't shut up about how good they are. Dude, most of the time they kind of suck. Or anyone who's like, I'm super cool, most of the time you're not. That's just kind of how that stuff goes. And Jamie kind of like interpreted that as such. And he's like, Jamie responds to him because, the bully goes on to say this: I want you to publicly apologize or you will suffer the consequences. And tomorrow at lunch, after you publicly apologize and words get out that you publicly apologized, I don't want to see you anywhere near my table. So Jamie, when he hears this, low-key finds it kind of funny because he's like, bro, what is this kid saying? But then goes on to say, like, no. Like, I'm not apologizing for anything. That's goofy. And also, first come, first serve to the table. If you want that table, you sit there first, and I'll let you sit there. But if I get there first, I'm sitting down, I'm enjoying my meal, and that's tough. And he walks away from the bully. And apparently, right, the bully had no idea how to deal with this because the last time anyone has ever gotten this far, the bully literally just threatens him and this kid, like, collapses. He's like, I'll do whatever you say, Mr. Bully. I'll do whatever you say, man. Please just don't hurt me, dude. Where, like, at this point, Jamie's calling this kid's bluff. And this kid, aka the bully, has no idea what to do at this point. So anyways, the next day comes around, and the thing is, Jamie gets out like 5 minutes earlier out of class than the bully does, because I guess the bully's teacher holds him all the way till the bell, but Jamie's teacher before lunch, I guess he's just kind of chill, or he's just really efficient in class. Either way, Jamie consistently gets out 3 to 5 minutes earlier. So the next day, he gets back to lunch, and Jamie's actually intentionally trying to sit down in the place where the bully normally sits just to mess with the kid because he finds it funny. So anyways, the bully comes up right to him at lunch and says once again, he's like, hey man, I get that you're not going to try and publicly apologize, which is whatever. Already the bully was backtracking, but he's like, you're sitting in my seat for the second day in a row. And if you don't want to suffer the consequences, then you should probably get up. And Jamie just kind of looks at this kid. He's like, okay, like, fine, I'll suffer the consequences then. And the bully looks at his two henchmen and says, fine, meet you after school then, whether you want to or not. And they walk away. And Jamie was thinking about it for a second. He's like, I don't want to fight some kid. I've been here for 2 days. Like, my mom would be so mad at me if I got, like, in trouble for that or whatever. And then Jamie was like, yeah, I could definitely take this one kid, this one bully one-on-one, like, easy. But if he's coming with 2 other kids, like, 3v1s in real life are actually pretty difficult. Like, even a 1v1 is hard enough. Like, 3v1, like, that's super unfair. Like, I'm just not trying to have an altercation. So Jamie was like, you know what? I'm still sitting here at lunch because I do what I want. However, I'm not trying to have a 3v1 and get in trouble. Even if I do win, I suffer consequences back home with my mom taking my phone or yelling at me or grounding me or something. So Jamie was like, all right, when I finish up school, I'm gonna get my stuff quickly and then I'm gonna walk home promptly. Unfortunately for Jamie, though, as the bell rung and he was getting his stuff together, he was walking out to the front when 3 guys confronted him, the bully and his 2 henchmen. And the bully said, I don't think you're going anywhere until we have a little talk, man. Real quick, if you made it this far into the video, comment bully down below. That'll be the secret word of the day. I'll try and heart as many people who comment that down below. And also, if you want to support the channel and support the community we got going on here, the best thing you can do is just finish watching this video. If you watch my videos all the way to the end, you are like the #1 supporter of this channel, and I thank you so much. And also, if you want to keep helping after you're done watching this video, literally go ahead and watch my old videos. Like, binge watch the old videos. I got playlists for you guys with different types of stories, or you can just go to my channel page and watch as many of those as you want. Please let me know in the comments section down below how many of those videos you've watched today or this week, or what you're doing while watching my videos. Dude, it really helps me out so much, and I love seeing comments of people saying that. I will try and heart and reply to them because you guys are really supporting the channel more than you even know. So just once again, thank you. Like, really, thank you. Yes, you. Parasocial relationship time. I'm speaking to you. No, I'm playing. But thank you guys, seriously. Let's get back to the story. So Jamie right now is confronted by both the bully and his 2 henchmen. And the bully's like, all right, man, you see how this is? It's going to be a 3v1 and you're not going to win this. Like, you better submit now. And he takes out his phone. He's like, I'm going to record you, and you're going to say, I'm sorry, Mr. Bully. It says his actual name, right? I'm sorry, Mr. Bully. Like, I've been a bad boy, and you're right. Like, you're like the #1 guy, and I'm the worst. I suck, and I apologize, and you are king of the school. Like, the bully was asking, what did I call it? Jamie, right. Jamie was the name of one of my close friends in middle school. Like, yeah, dude. I miss that guy. I hope he's doing well. No, but for real, though, Jamie was like, dude, I'm not saying that. Like, he was asking Jamie to say, like, the most degrading, ridiculous stuff ever. So the bully actually starts recording. He's like, I'm recording. Say it. And Jamie looks at him and says, okay. Hi, my name is Jamie, and I just want to say the bully over here is a massive P word. And like the only way that he would fight me is a 3v1. And even then, he's probably too scared to suffer the consequences. He has no control over the school. And bully stops recording. He's like, hey, that's not what I told you to say. Like, say what I said. And Jamie's like, no. Like, all right, guys, come and fight me. Come and 3v1 beat me up. Yeah, like, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, nothing's really going to show that you're boss when like 3 of you fight 1 of me and still lose, because I'm actually pretty good at this and you guys have no idea what you're doing. And when Jamie said that, the 2 bullies henchmen kind of look at each other, because the truth is, and the one truth that Jamie didn't know but kind of was starting to understand, was that the bully and the people that that worked with the bully, aka his henchmen, they never actually did anything. Like, they never fought anyone. They never actually did anything that serious. And the only reason why that they were, like, feared is because they threatened to do so. So Jamie was calling their bluff. And when Jamie said, you guys will probably still lose because I'm pretty good at like this or whatever, the kids were kind of starting to get a little nervous, because Jamie was the mysterious older kid who came into school, right? Like maybe he actually came from like a much tougher neighborhood or much tougher school before, and he actually is being like honest. He also has like a couple 1 or 2 years on them, and you know, when you're in 7th grade to 8th grade, like you're in a pretty big growth spurt. So this kid's probably got like this kid's probably maybe is actually much stronger, and if he's actually skilled, you know, the bully was starting to reconsider what he was saying, right? And the bully's like, dude, you don't want a 3v1, man. Like, and he like looks at his henchmen, and the henchmen were very clearly backing away. Like they were trying to back out of this. So the bully's like, you know what? We're going to let you go today. And we're only going to let you go because we don't want to humiliate you. We don't want to humiliate you because you're the new kid. And Jamie knew for a fact that they were not trying to not humiliate him. They were simply just trying not to get beat up themselves, because nothing would like destroy his like facade of being like in charge and strong and capable and feared or whatever if he lost a 3v1 to the new kid, right? Like that would be so embarrassing. So Jamie's like, all right, boys, like, I'll see you later. And they're just like, shut up, man. Like, we're letting you go because we have mercy. Don't tempt us because we will come back. Yeah, so Jamie was not scared that much. The next day, Jamie comes to school, and he's about to put his backpack in his locker when he takes a whiff of this horrible smell. And no, he's not the Minecraft kid from the last video that I posted earlier today. It's a whiff of, like, garbage. And he's like, what? He opens up his locker, because the thing is, the lockers here didn't lock. They didn't have locks on them, so anyone could go into anyone else's locker. It was kind of a bad system, but whatever, right? I don't know why they did it that way. They just did it that way. Maybe because like there's an incident where a kid got shoved in there and locked or something. I don't know, man. But he opens it up, and there's a big pile of like a bag of like garbage in there. So basically, the bully or one of the bully's henchmen must have gone into like the dumpster or something and grabbed one of the garbage bags, probably full of like rotting stuff that smelled really bad, and put it in this kid's locker. So a lot of times, you know, the bullies probably thought that like, oh, he's going to fold now. Like he knows that we can put stinky stuff in his locker. No way, he wants to keep messing with us, right? Wrong. So basically, bro, Jamie in his old school, like there would be kids that would do this stuff all the time. And by the way, I'm not endorsing that. In fact, it's a very bad thing to do. Don't do anything like that. Just because I'm telling it a story doesn't mean you should do it. You'll get in a lot of trouble. Anyways, Jamie's like, okay, bet. He takes the bag of like crap or whatever, and he walks over, finds the bully's locker, and just shoves it in there, slams the door, right? He's like, all right, two can play at this game. Sure, Jamie's locker still smelled pretty bad because like, I don't know, the trash bag was in there for a while. It probably leaked a little bit, but now so did the bully's locker. He's like, eye for an eye, baby, like nice try. So once again, Jamie gets out a little early from class, and he sits down in the kid's lunch spot, which honestly is kind of becoming Jamie's lunch spot at this time. And the bully comes up to him, and he's furious. He's like, why would you do that to my locker? Like, that's, like, you're ridiculous. And Jamie's like, bro, you guys put it in mine. He's like, yeah, but that doesn't mean you can put it in mine. Jamie's like, dude, what? Like, by what logic? And the bully's obviously just so mad. He is so mad at this point. And the bully's like, starts to get everyone's attention. So like, he's like, hey, everyone, listen up. And immediately everyone turns around. They all snap their necks to look at him, right? And because at this point, the bully still had a bit of like, while his like reign of terror was definitely being questioned, everyone still would pay attention if the bully was to yell at them to pay attention, right? So everyone turns around and looks at this kid. And he's like, you know, I am calling out Jamie to a 1v1 fight at the end of the day. If he doesn't show up, then he's, you know, a B word, bro. And everyone's like, ew. Okay, they're all kind of like silent or talking or whatever. And at this point, Jamie's like, just kind of says like, all right, I'll see you then. And the bully's face just goes blue. He's so scared. I think the bully, I don't know why the bully didn't learn by this time that Jamie was going to call him on his bluff every single frickin' time that the bully pulled a bluff, right? Every single time he tried to say something to look big, Jamie was going to call him out on it. And I don't know why the bully even thought that, but Yeah, so word spread of this like new kid versus bully fight super, super quickly. Word got around the school, and also they had a set location and a set time. So when the time came around, the bully kind of like, the bully and Jamie showed up there, and Jamie's like, you know what, as long as it's a 1v1 and after, because like Jamie kind of knew that, he was probably going to win this. And obviously, first of all, I have to say it again, don't fight in school. Don't fight anyone. You're kind of an idiot if you do, because the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to get in trouble. Even Jamie told me, because he submitted this to my Instagram, you can submit stories as well there. It's in the description. He also said, like, he was an idiot for even saying that he'd do this, even though he didn't, as you'll see in a sec. So anyways, just clearly, I don't endorse this, and you're an idiot if you didn't do this, okay? That's my opinion. Anyways, Jamie goes there, and the bully goes there, and they're there after school. Basically, at the end of school, they were going to meet up at the, at behind the lockers in the A wing or something. And there's a ton of kids there. Like, when Jamie gets there, the bully isn't there yet, but there's a sea of kids, a huge sea of kids, all waiting for Jamie and the bully to duke it out, to decide who is really going to be king of the middle school, right? But when they get there, Jamie gets there and the bully gets there. And Jamie's like, all right, man, looks like you didn't bring your henchmen this time. And the bully's like, well, I don't need to, man. This is going to be a 1v1, and it's going to be a clean 1v1. And Jamie's like, all right, cool. And he starts to, like, move in on the kid. But that's when the whole thing turned out to be, the whole thing got raided by the principal and the other, like, faculty there. Because, as I said earlier, word got out. And word got out pretty quickly. And when word gets out, like, it can definitely get out to the teachers as well. And also, there's, like, a huge sea of kids at a random place and a random time at the school. Like, these teachers weren't born yesterday. They were born many yesterdays ago, and they've seen many things like this in their past. So immediately the teachers, like, point out Jamie and the bully and say, you two come with us. Immediately everyone else disperses because, like, they don't want to get caught in this trouble or whatever. And Jamie and the bully are brought to the front desk, right, or the front office or the principal's office or whatever like that. So the principal, like, is, like, berating both of them, saying, like, this is ridiculous. You guys are in 7th grade. Like, if you guys had an issue, like, you should have talked it out. The fact that you'd even consider violence like this is ridiculous. One of you guys or both of you guys could have gotten hurt. And either way, even though nothing happened, you guys are still both getting in big trouble. But just know if you actually did fight it out, you guys would have gotten in even bigger trouble, maybe even expelled from the school, stuff like this, kind of going on and on and on. So anyways, eventually they leave the two in a room alone, which is a little weird to me. I feel like if I was in like a teacher or something and I caught two kids about to fight, I wouldn't be like, guys, you're getting in trouble. Oh, by the way, I'm going to leave and I'm going to leave you two in a room alone. Like, that sounds pretty goofy to me, but then again, whatever. So they're sitting in this room. And the bully looks at Jamie and says, I think there's another way we can fight this out. And Jamie's like, all right, man, I'm all ears. And this story happened in 2018, 2019, around that time period. And around that time period, there is a little indie game, a small little game that you might have heard of called Fortnite. Yeah, and that was pretty popular among all the kids, especially all the guys really liked it. I know back when I was in high school, because like in my freshman year of high school, Fortnite came out. It was incredibly popular. I never got into it, so pardon me if the terminology I use in the rest of this video is a little bit off. I never got super into it, so I might get some stuff wrong. But yeah, basically the bully says, like, there's another way we settle things at this school. He's like, do you play Fortnite? Which, like, after these two kids were about to fight it out, dude. And all of a sudden, like, 30 minutes later, the kid's like, dude, do you play Fortnite? Yeah, but anyways, the kid's like, do you play Fortnite? And Jamie was actually pretty cracked at it. Kid was pretty good. Jamie's like, yeah, I'm actually pretty good. And I don't really know how Fortnite mechanics work. Maybe they played on a map. I don't know how they did it, but they somehow played like a tournament where they were both in the same game. I know you queue in with like 100 people or something and you fight to the death. Somehow they were able to queue in together, or they knew a way where they could queue in together. And basically, right, the kid says, hey, I'm going to announce to the whole school that you and I are going to have our 1v1, not in real life, but on Fortnite. Basically, whoever wins the map, or whoever gets first placed, or whoever doesn't die out of the two of us, or dies first, loses. And, like, we're going to stream it to everyone on Twitch. and like the whole school will be watching, and that will decide everything. And the bully really thought that this was like a walk in the park for him because he was pretty good at Fortnite. But little did he know that this new kid, right, Jamie, was also pretty solid when it came to Fortnite as well. So the bully got the word to spread pretty quickly that the fight was stopped by the teachers and that, like, you know, it probably wouldn't be able to happen because they were now both on very thin ice and it wasn't worth it. And that, in fact, that they were going to have their fight for who was going to be in charge of the school on Twitch, on Fortnite, this Saturday at 2 p.m., baby. Let's go. Yeah, and Jamie was kind of like... okay, in all fairness, Jamie said that he thought the thing was pretty, like, goofy, that deciding who's going to be in charge of the 7th grade was decided because of, like, a Fortnite match. But at the same time, Jamie wasn't complaining because he was like, I would rather do this than actually have a physical altercation with a kid. Like, that's the goofier thing. Like, Jamie Loki thinks that, like, that would be the goofier thing out of the two because you're fighting some kid over, like, nothing. Might as well just fight him in Fortnite, right? So for that entire week, Jamie was like, okay, I actually got to prepare. So Jamie was watching like Fortnite videos of how to get really good. He was practicing with some friends. He had this friend who he used to go to school with who was like legitimately could have gone pro if he really wanted to. Like he was that good. He learned how to like build. He learned how to get his aim really good. And he was already really good in the first place, but he just got like 50% better in the space of like 5 days. Like he went really all in. However, on the other hand, the bully was very confident. I think he played once before the match. He was like, you know what? I'm going to rest up. I'm going to rest up, get some good sleep, so I'll be nice and focused or whatever. So yeah, eventually the day comes, and Jamie already had like a Twitch account or whatever. So did the bully. So they just like, is like the links of their streams got passed around a lot. And the whole plan was like, you know, the idea was that, like, both sides couldn't watch each other. However, Jamie had his friend from his old school come over, as well as Ben, the kid that, like, was friends with him earlier. They would watch, like, the bully's stream and give them insights or whatever, because he knew for a fact that the bully would have friends watching Jamie's stream. So they both start streaming, and they both queue in a game together. I don't know exactly how they did that, because I don't know the mechanics, but they somehow found a way to do it. Maybe it's very easy, maybe it's very hard. Either way, what you got to know is they found a way to fight each other in Fortnite, right? So immediately, there's like 40 people on each stream, which might not sound like a lot, like you're like, oh, Ninja had 200,000 or something. Dude, there's only 100 kids in their class, and they knew for a fact that the only kids really watching were the kids at their school. So, like, that means that, like, 80% of the kids in their class are probably watching, which is insane. So, yeah, they're going in the game, they're fighting around, and eventually it gets down to 2 people, Jamie and the school bully. So they're both kind of like, you know, they're building up, they're sniping at each other, they're playing the map. Remember, dude, I can only speak on this so much because I don't know Fortnite terms that well. And, like, at this point, Ben is watching the bully, and he's like, he's behind, I don't know, Tilted Towers. I just know that's a place, I don't know. Or he's like, he's behind the rock, or he's in the trees, or something like that. So Ben is giving him directions, and the bully, and, like, Jamie is trying to, like, find him. But Jamie also knows that the bully has kids watching Jamie's stream, probably giving the bully directions as well. Eventually, it's a clear 1v1. They're having a shootout. You know, Jamie's, his aim got really good, so he's hitting his shots. The bully's trying to build up and deflect and trying to, like, hide inside of his house or whatever. But then it's too late. Jamie gets a clean headshot. I don't know if headshots do anything in Fortnite, but either way, he gets the clean shot, and it's over. The bully is lost, and Jamie has won. So Jamie's like, oh, word, okay. And eventually, so, like, a lot of people in chat are like, WWW, like new king of the 7th grade, whatever, right? And in the bully's chat, it's like, LL, ratio, default dance. Like, it was pretty funny, right? So they get into school the next day, and Jamie sits down in his lunch spot, and the bully comes up to him, and the bully looks so disheveled. Or not the next day, I should say Monday, because it was Saturday. So 2 days later, you know, the bully's all disheveled. He's like... He comes up to him, looks like he hasn't slept in weeks, and it's like, or not in weeks, but in like days. It's like he's been up ever since then. He's like, this isn't over, man. I'm still king of the school. I'm still in charge. People are still scared of me. Who cares what like happened in a Fortnite game? People still know that you're a nobody, and people still know that I run this school. And Jamie just kind of looks at him. And Jamie's like, all right, then run the school then. And this was the ultimate bluff call. Because the thing is, the bully was always talking about how he ran the school and how he was in charge and how he was feared. So Jamie decided to call his bluff on his entire act. And he said, fine, run the school then. Go ahead. If you run the school, then do it. Like, everyone's afraid of you, apparently. So make everyone afraid. And the bully just kind of goes blue in his face. He starts sweating. He's like, I don't need to prove anything to you. And Jamie's like, cool. I don't care. It's 7th grade. I don't care about these stupid labels anyways. Like, I'm not goofy like you are. And this kid is like sweating buckets at this point. He's like, this won't be the end of this. This won't be the end of this. Like, you better watch your back, man. Because when you least expect it, I will be there. And yeah, for the rest of 7th grade, Jamie had literally no problems with this kid. He was lying.
Click on the video on screen.